Hello, my name is Myra. Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I wanted to go ahead and talk about my October TBR. We are finally in the last 3 months of 2024, and I can genuinely say that I have never been this excited for fall. I don't know what it is about this year, and I don't know what it is about right now, but I just feel like these last 3 months of 2024 are going to be incredible. I don't know what it is. I'm not going to question it. I'm just going to embrace this positivity and this feeling that I am feeling, but I am also going to share it with you so that we have an amazing last quarter of 2024. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the books that I am planning on reading this month. Now, first I'm going to go ahead and start with book club picks. So I actually just recently joined a Latina only book club, which has made me so excited because I feel like there wasn't really a club like that before that I had been exposed to. The club is very much at its beginning stages. We're barely like messaging and getting to know each other. We've only had like one meeting and only like 20 people were able to make it, and there's like 100 and something people in there now. So we just picked the first book club pick for this month, and I'm excited though about the potential that this club has. So the book that we picked for October was Piñata by Leopoldo Gaut. I don't know what this book is about, but I can tell you it's freaking scary. I mean, just look at this cover. It definitely, I mean, this screams Halloween. It screams October. And I am a huge chicken. Like Chucky, all that stuff scares the crap out of me. I will never ever willingly choose to watch a scary movie. Usually when I watch a scary movie, it's because the people around me want to watch it and I'm just kind of dragged there to do it, but I will never willingly choose one. Thriller, sure. Scary movies, especially possession, stuff like that, no thank you, bye. Don't claim it. So this is going to be interesting. I'm definitely only going to read this when my boyfriend is also home, because I am not going to be reading this when I'm home alone. Hell no. Within that club, we also have we have different rooms in there so that we're able to chat if there's people that are interested in different books. And there is a spicy chat, and the pick for that one was A Touch of Darkness by Scarlett St. Clair. Scarlett St. Clair is an author whose books have been on my TBR for a long time. So I'm very excited to read this. It's a Hades and Persephone retelling. I love Greek mythology. I remember when I first learned about it, I think back in elementary, I loved it. I loved the idea of these gods and these like powers and these things that they were able to do. So I'm excited to read it. I've heard great things. We shall see. And then we also have a California room within that chat for just other women and other people who live in California like myself. And for that one, we ended up picking Malas by Marcela Fuentes. This is a book about coming of age, the Mexican culture, challenges that you might experience as you're growing up. So this is more on like the fiction side. It's definitely not a romance book, but nonetheless, I'm very excited to read it, especially because Hispanic Heritage Month started September 15th. It ends on October 15th. And just in general, I want to be able to diversify the types of books and the types of authors that I read. So I am excited to read this. Also, especially coming from me being a Mexican myself. Now onto books that I want to read. These are some books by authors that I am supposed to be seeing at the end of this month in Vegas for a book signing. So I have Once You're Mine by Morgan Bridges. This is a dark courtroom stalker romance. So they apparently either meet or have some sort of meeting in a courtroom. He is like an alpha possessive hero, and he also very quickly becomes her stalker. That's all I know. I also have Rein Me In by Kayla Grossi. This is a brother's best friend, and it's supposed to be like a body positive book, especially because the heroine is plus size, which I love to see. Again, diversity. I want heroines that look different. I honestly am like seeing so many times how the heroines are always described as like one particular body type, and I'm like, listen, if I walk down the street, I will see like people that look just completely different, especially here in California, like Southern California. You get a little bit of everything, and that is what keeps it so fun, keeps it so great, and one of the main reasons why I love living here in California. So yeah, I'm all for it. And it seems like it's like a small town cowboy-ish romance. I mean, look at the cover. So I'm interested. I also have Untouchable by Sam Mariano, and this is a dark romance. It's a bully romance. I am new to the whole bully era, but this book has really great feedback, so I am curious to read it and see what it's all about. I also have Mile High by Liz Tomford. This is a flight attendant romance with a professional hockey player. It seems like she's a flight attendant for this professional hockey team that is obviously constantly flying for like games and stuff like that. I don't know how it is that the romance eventually blossoms. What I do know though is that this book seems to be pretty long, so I will definitely be checking this one out in audio form to try to work through it. But Liz Tomford is again one of those authors that's going to be at this book signing, so I really want to read it. And also I love sports romance, so I do want to include that in this month. And then I have Tame the Heart by Ava Hunter. This is a romantic suspense book, which I feel like kind of fits the October theme, you know, suspensive, thriller a little bit. But because it has the subplot of romance also, it sounds like it could be a great time. But this is another book that I think I'm gonna stick to with audio because it seems to be a little bit longer. I also have these 3 books that I plan on reading. These are books that I had on my TBR last month. This is a short novella between a jazz singer, a gangster, and like a rum runner. This one is a cartel romance. My friends have said nothing but great things, so I will definitely be reading this as well. And also a West Side Love Story by Priscilla Oliveras, which is a Romeo and Juliet retelling. Rival mariachi bands. So these 3 books are still very, very much on my TBR. I think honestly what ended up happening with me in September is that I had a ton of ARCs that I got approved for that I wasn't counting on getting approved for, so I kind of prioritized that over a lot of my other reads, but I definitely still want to read these books this month. Now that's already plenty of books, honestly. That's already, let's see, 5 for the authors that I'm going to see over there, 4 that are book club picks, so that's already 9, and then 10, 11, and 12. And I read 13 last year, so I feel like this is pretty doable for me, so I'm gonna keep it to that. But there are some new releases that are on my radar, which maybe I'll get to this month, maybe till next month, but I figured I would mention so that you would know. One of them is The Striker by Anna Huang. This comes out October 22nd, so it might still be more of like a November read, but this is a soccer player romance. It's her first sports romance, and I play soccer in a women's league, so I'm like, yes, please. I love sports romance. Anna Huang does no wrong. Oh my god, that rhymed. And then Beg For Me by JT Geisinger comes out October 26th. Beg For Me can be read as a standalone. I've only read the first book and I think, oh, Liar Like Us. There's Liar Like Us, something, and then Beg For Me. So Beg For Me is technically the 3rd book in her like Morally Gray series. I love JT Geisinger. I've read like 5 books by her. I really love them all. So I'm curious for this one. Because it comes out October 26th, I think this is gonna be more of a November read, but just figured I would mention it. And then I have Monarch by Sophie Lark, which comes out October 8th. The first book was Grimstone. I have not read it. I do want to also probably read it this month. Sophie Lark is another author that I might be seeing at the end of this month, so I am excited to meet her because I freaking love her books. Like I love her books. So Grimstone I want to read this month because it's very much like Halloween vibes, and this one is Monarch, which is like the 2nd book in this like smaller series. Not really sure if they can be read as standalone. I haven't done that much research, but I really do want to read those books if I can, so we shall see. So with that said, these are some of the books that I mean to read this month. I think honestly with my TBRs, what I've realized is that I still am very much a mood reader, and if I come across a book that just piques my interest, I'm not gonna follow my TBR to the letter. So because this is nice and like fun to do, I still will continue doing TBRs, but I know myself and I will likely pick up other stragglers along the way. But anyway, thanks so much for watching this video. Let me know what books you plan to read in October so that I can also add them to my TBR, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.